Welcome back. You're still watching the Afia Morning Show live from Enugu, Nigeria this Friday morning. This is saying good morning again from wherever you're joining us. Now, the Igbo Di Uto was born out of a desire to create awareness about the origin and essence of Igbo tradition. Event organizer and general manager of Suburb Lounge Lagos and, of course, Bar Lagos joins us now for insights into this event that will be coming up at the weekend. We're joined by Mrs. Ifeoma Nwankwo remotely from Lagos right now. Mrs. Nwankwo, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Good morning to you. All right, so walk us through Igbo Di Uto. What are we expecting to see? What's it all about? We're hearing about this for the first time, at least here in Enugu. Let us know what it's all about. Bring us up to speed.
Okay, thank you. Igbo Di Uto basically it's a concept that I came up with to help people who are not familiar with the Igbo culture and tradition to have a better understanding of what the Igbo tradition is all about, basically. This includes Igbos and non-Igbos. So it's basically a platform that we're going to use to showcase the beautiful culture of the Igbo language, tradition, and culture, and carry others along as we do that. So this is going to be the very first one. This is the first edition that is going to be holding in Lagos on the 27th of July at Suburb Lounge. And have a whole bunch of activities lined up, starting with a speaker who will be talking about the heritage of the Igbos, how the Igbo culture came about in the first place. We're going to have a couple of speakers who are going to speak about different beliefs or misconceptions about the Igbos. It's pretty much going to be Nigerian and Igbo food particularly served on that day, ranging from okwa to abacha and the native soups that we are known for. We'll have a couple of traditional dances from Enugu origin and Abriba as well. We'll have masquerades as well. That's pretty much it in a nutshell, but the whole idea is to bring the village to Lagos.
Okay, Igbo Di Uto, right? That's Igbo is beautiful. That's what you meant?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so why is it important to spotlight the Igbo culture in Lagos? Can you walk us through it?
Well, to be honest with you, this was born out of a conversation I had with a friend of mine who is the founder of a group called Returnees. Returnees is a platform where Nigerians who have lived abroad and returned to Nigeria to pursue careers or just relocated period, or those who still live abroad and return periodically, maybe during the summer holidays or Christmas. All of these people that fall into the different categories are on that platform. So when we were having a conversation talking about our different ethnic groups, Sam and I were having a conversation, like I mentioned, and he told me how he's Igbo, but not very conversant with his culture. And we started a conversation on another platform talking about why Igbo people seem to like going home Christmas time, and what is it about our different villages that make us want to go home. So I shared my story. Growing up, as far as I was concerned, it was village or nowhere else for Christmas. I mean, some occasions my mom would offer for us to travel to the US or the UK, and my sister and I thought that was ridiculous because we needed to go to the village. It was pretty much something that was on our to-do list. So having grown up in Lagos, a lot of friends, from here were curious about what is it about your village that makes you want to go home. Now, why do we want to bring it to Lagos? There are a lot of people who know where they are from but have not been. And there are people who are curious about the Igbos going home traditionally every year. With the recent insecurity that we have now, people do not travel as much as they used to because it's no longer safe. And if we allow that to continue, we'll gradually lose that thrive, that high, the the excitement to go home. If we allow different things that have disrupted our usual and, for lack of a better word, excitement to
All right.
go home.
Let me comment there now. You've mentioned that you're trying to bring the village to Lagos, and you've come up with not just an event, Mrs. Nwankwo, you've come up with a concept. Now, there has to have been something that motivated the concept besides what you enjoyed doing for Christmas growing up. What was the gap you saw in Lagos, among the Igbo community in Lagos, that made you realize that this concept had to be bettered? How would you rate the acceptance of Igbo culture and tradition, the Igbo community in Lagos, perhaps that could have led to the birthing of this concept?
To be honest, it's pretty much the belief and the culture that we have at home that it's not really present here. So it's not so much about Lagos, because this Igbo Di Uto will hold anywhere, to be honest with you. The idea is basically to give a platform, or to create a platform where people can experience what the Igbo tradition and culture is all about. Lagos is far from the east, and a lot of people who are Igbo in Lagos do not even know what it's like to be at home. We talk about it, but they've never experienced it because they don't have the opportunity to go there, or they stopped traveling when they were younger. It was out of the desire to share something that I treasure so much. That's what gave birth to Igbo Di Uto. The desire to show what the Igbo tradition stands for. You know, we have a lot of assumptions that people make. They don't know the Igbo heritage. They don't know why certain things are done. Like something like Nzenozo, for instance, Igbo chieftaincy titles. A lot of people assume that it's 100% fetish, or it's something that is not godly. We are creating a platform where such people who are Ozos can educate others on what exactly it means to be a titled chief. What is the expectation? What is the requirement, and so on and so forth. I don't know if I've answered your question.
Right.
Okay. You said something that you want to bring the village to Lagos, right? So I would want to, have a picture of that. So you try and explain that to us and walk us through how that's going to be possible. How are we going to experience that, the experience here?
Of the village in Lagos.
Yeah, bringing the village,
when I say village
to Lagos, yeah.
Yes. When I say village, the experience is from the masquerades that you see at certain times. When we have masquerades at different times of the year.
Yeah.
But the one I have in mind, for instance, is you come home for Christmas, especially in my hometown. I'm from Agukunri.
Okay.
Masquerade starts, I think, maybe towards the latter part of November or so, up until the day before Christmas. That experience of seeing the masquerades, they get to chase people around, some of them have canes and things like that. That's part of the experience for someone who will enjoy seeing masquerades. So for Igbo Di Uto, we're going to have some masquerades there. Some people attending will be seeing masquerades for the first time, up close. That experience is part of it. The native delicacies that we have when we go home to the village, the festivities, the breaking of the kola nut, and Igbo music, Igbo cultural dance, all of that goes on in the village is going to be showcased at the Igbo Di Uto event. That's what I mean by bringing the village to Lagos.
All right, that's really interesting. I'm sure many people are looking forward to it at this point in time. So is it open to people from all tribes, or are we just going to see Igbo gracing your event?
Interestingly, it's actually open to everyone, and perhaps the first 40% of the bookings we received when we started to advertise it is pretty much people from the West. So it's open to everyone, Igbos, Hausas, whoever, foreigners. It's pretty much for everyone. The awareness is for all of us, including those of us that are Igbo that don't know so much about our culture.
So you talked about awareness. What are the key things, if you can just reel them out, highlight them, the key things that you would like to make the people aware of? And perhaps in the process, you can also make our viewers aware of those things as well. Okay,
the key things, in my humble opinion, will be I'm very particular. Okay, so it's going to be an open forum, and we have speakers that will address certain topics. We have a few assumptions that people make or things that people say over the years that Igbos are not united, for instance, because we have so many dialects, and there's this Anambra versus Imo or Abi or whatever kind of assumptions that people make. Part of the idea of Igbo Di Uto is to create a platform where we can address these things. Topics like women previously not being allowed to own properties or inherit properties from their fathers and things like that. Topics like when you get married and assuming you're a female child and your father passes and there's no male child. The idea of retaining your maiden name along with your new name when you get married, creating an opportunity for people to talk about things that are on their minds. And then in terms of our heritage, the Igbo culture is known for unity, family values, and things like that we promote. The Igbo identity, how did Igbo originate? Where did we migrate from? All of that, the ancient Inri kingdom, and how that how is that tied to the Benin kingdom? Cultural exchange, the different dialects and the beliefs of the different Igbo dialects among the different states, and so on and so forth.
All right, that's fantastic. Oji.
Okay. Well, I want to ask the question, right? Do you think that when it comes to the main media in the digital sphere also, that the conversation about Igbo and their culture are not discussed deeply enough, and also giving rooms for the younger generation to know their roots and their culture?
I actually don't think that the Igbo culture or the opportunity for the younger ones to know their roots is explored anywhere close to how it should be. Because when I compare my days to the current Gen Z generation, I think there's a very huge gap. More and more you meet people who cannot even speak Igbo. You also meet people who take pride in not being able to speak Igbo because they consider it as Igbotic, So I don't think we're doing enough justice to our language or our culture, or trying to preserve it as much as we ought to, because I see other cultures being promoted, showcased. I mean, for instance, in Lagos, you go to a party or even a meeting, people unapologetically speak Yoruba, whether you understand or not, So Igbo people, we tend to shy away from that a little bit more, or we speak English at home to our children, but then we're also very fluent in Igbo outside of our families. So I think we're not doing enough justice, and this is the time to start being very conscious and deliberate about this.
I like the sound of that. So walk us through how people can participate in your event. How can we connect? Those of us that are down here, how can we also watch and enjoy the masquerades?
Okay, so we're going to be streaming it, and at the same time we have a YouTube video link that we will be sharing on our social media platforms. We have on the at Suburb Lounge, which is our handle for Instagram. We have updates on the event, as well as at Igbo Di Uto. That's also another Instagram handle that we're sharing the updates and the countdown to the event, how to secure your tickets and book online or reserve your tables. And we will definitely ensure that a recorded version of this will be provided via YouTube, so that people can also be carried along, if not live, but post the event, to also get information as to what transpired on that day.
All right. I mean, we wish you the greatest success at your event. And in terms of participation, is it free? Do we have to buy tickets?
Okay, so we had about 100 free tickets initially, but those have been sold out. And right now, the 25K per head tickets are also sold out. So I think it's somewhere within the range of 35K, 40K, 50 that is still available on the website at the moment.
I mean, it's a pity for the people that wanted to be early birds but could not make it.
And it's good that people are actually showing up and, feeling interested.
Exactly. All right. We wish you the very best of luck. We'll continue to monitor and hope to see those sights and sounds right after your event. Thank you for making our time to be with us this morning, Mrs. Ifeoma Nwankwo.
Thank you.
The morning show returns in just seconds. More coming your way as we look at the UNTH intense protest that has been making waves on the streets and also on the streets of social media as well. What is really going on at the University of Nigeria Teaching Hospital Itukwozala? Why are the interns always protesting about financial related issues? More on that after the break. Stay tuned.